Rise and ground, folks. Guys, I am on the way to an existing maintenance customer. I believe this customer has a steam boiler. We're out here to do the heat maintenance. Guys, we came out here this past spring. I believe this customer has an AC only air handler up in the attic. I think that air handling AC is like under 12 years old, but I know everything in the house is like relatively like past 10, but like under 15 years old. But nothing major got taken care of with the boiler. We flush it every year, make sure the sight glass is clean, and I think with the AC only air handler, maybe a cap or a contact that got replaced outside on the condenser. But guys, I am almost there now. Let's go take a look. I'll see y'all when I get inside. Alright guys, we're downstairs. This is a Crown 138,000 BTU. First things first, let's look at the burners. I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm just cleaning the burners, and there's a bunch of scale and rust on the bottom of this boiler. I'm just going to try my best to keep the bottom of this boiler as clean as possible, because last thing you want is for this stuff to clog up the burners. And now if you have sporadic flames, or if you have all your burners not firing up, this could cause insufficient heating and also more wear and tear on other burners. So always make sure if you guys are doing steam boiler maintenances, always inspect and or pull the burners and clean them. Make sure you don't have any debris or buildup on the bottom side of the boilers. But alright guys, let me get my rag. I'm gonna get that back corner here, and I'm gonna put the burners back in. I'll be back. Alright guys, got my burners cleaned, and yeah. Let me just give you guys a better shot. I want you to tell me if this sight glass is full or empty. Guaranteed it's filled up. But yeah, since we can't tell, I'm gonna drain this boiler down. Sight glass is pretty dirty, but I don't know if this is external or internal. Tell you what, let me get my rag and let me try to wipe this sight glass externally. Let me see if that helps. I'll be right back. Alright. It did help, but I still want to drain this boiler down. I want to make sure that we stay at 3/4 full. And there's two different drain valves. You got one on my return line, and you have one on your boiler. Typically, to drain the boiler, you want to use the drain valve on the boiler itself. There's nothing wrong with draining the return line too. It really depends on the circumstance. For one, whichever one is more easily accessible. Like if I had a boiler hose, I can do it from the return line, but since I don't have space to put a bucket over there, I'm just gonna open this up. All right, let me get to it. I'll be back. All right, guys, and we're gonna talk about something here. You see the water level is right here, which is approximately 3/4 full. Now, I know what you guys are gonna say. Hey, look at the corrosion on the bottom of the sight glass. Now, for you guys that didn't know, about 4 years ago, the Hartford loop, one of the joints sprung open a leak, and it hit the side of the boiler. So guys, this boiler definitely had a history of leaks. Not the boiler itself, but the external piping. So this actually didn't come from the sight glass itself, but from an external issue with the loop. But that problem has since been rectified, so we're good to go there. But yeah, guys, it's just to clean the sight glass, no, but it has a legible water level, which is great. If you couldn't see the water level, drain it down. And I repeat, make sure you guys drain the boiler down. For one, you want to make sure that there isn't any gunk inside the boiler. And for two, you need to make sure that the sight glass is clear. Now, you can valve off the sight glass, but guys, since we're out here for the maintenance anyway, there's nothing wrong with getting a few buckets and draining this boiler down just to make sure that we know that we have clean water coming out the drain valve and there's no potential for gunk and sludge to clog any of our pressure troughs and things of that nature in this boiler. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna test the safeties. Let me move some stuff around. I'll be back. And it's time for our favorite segment, nostalgic times. Guys, as you see, this is a spark ignition gas steam boiler. And with spark ignitions, you guys see the spark ignition module, the MVPV terminals, which goes to the gas valve. Guys, with these spark ignition modules, these are fairly simple to troubleshoot. As a matter of fact, let me get over here so I can show you. It starts first with any control. You need to test for power. You have your 24-volt terminal. Now guys, if you run across a no heat scenario on a spark ignition boiler or furnace and you're not getting ignition, meaning you're not getting spark, before you condemn gas valves, condemn igniters, or condemn boards, make sure you can identify your 24-volt terminal. Make sure you have power at this module before proceeding with your diagnosis, because if you don't have power from here, that's when you can refer back to your schematic and figure out if there's something else in the 24-volt circuit that's stopping power from getting to your spark igniter. Example, a flame rollout, a block vent, and some older steam boilers have another block vent switch in the back, or sometimes even your pressure trough. So guys, you got to understand low voltage troubleshooting and understand that everything's connected together. Example, a series circuit, everything's wired together. The entry point from one switch is the outlet from another. So never get nearsighted with diagnosing. This can be with spark ignition boards, circuit boards. Make sure you can identify terminals and make sure you can identify that power is getting to the component before you condemn a part or think it needs to get replaced. And guys, we replaced this pigtail and pressure trough about 3 years ago, and you can see once the joint blew, it definitely put a nice tattoo on this boiler. So, but guys, everything's rocking and rolling. I may recommend replacing the brass fittings on the top and the bottom. It looks okay now, but I'll make a note next time, either me or whoever comes out here, we may replace both brass nuts, maybe next fall during next visit. But as of right now, everything's looking good. But alright guys, that's all there is to it. I'm going to reconnect this rollout and I'm going to test my block vent. But I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. Alright guys, all safeties check out. I gotta do the paperwork and I gotta get up out of here. But there you have it, steam boiler maintenance. Everything's rocking and rolling. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.